Hello, friends. We're going to continue our read aloud of the kids in Miss Coleman's class, Snow War. Yesterday, we learned that what the boys were whispering about in the brown paper bag was that one of the kiddos brought the ant farm they received for Christmas to school. And the kiddos went out to recess and really wanted to play in the snow, but they were worried about the ants. So Ian volunteered to watch the ants and keep them warm so he could read. And he went home and continued reading. And he learned that the word hurtling means going super duper fast. Chapter 6 Snowflakes. Okay, class, settle down, said Miss Coleman as Ian and his classmates ran into the room. It is time to start working on our snowflake project. Let's put sparkles on the snowflakes, Karen called from the back of the room. She did not remember to raise her hand. Indoor voice, Karen, Miss Coleman reminded her. And please raise your hand next time, she paused. Sparkles are a nice idea, she added. No, they are not, Ian heard someone whisper crossly. But there is something we need to do, Miss Coleman was saying, before we start making the snowflakes. We need to tell Bobby about how stupid his stupid Ford is, whispered Sarah Ford. Ours is much better. Sarah was sitting on one side of Ian. Omar was sitting on the other side. No, we do not, hissed Omar. We need to kick in your stupid snow. Class, said Miss Coleman loudly, listen up. Please pay attention. This is important. Each class has been given $40 to spend on its project. That is our budget. Budget means this is what we have to spend. We don't have any more, so you have to figure out what you can do with this amount of money. Ian looked around at his classmates. Why were they so crabby? This was supposed to be a fun project. What do you think we will need to spend our money on? Miss Coleman asked her class. Paper, suggested Janny. Sparkles, said Karen. We will probably need to spend a little money on supplies, agreed Miss Coleman, but we already have most of the things we need here at school. What else? Ian raised his hand. I know, he said. We have to buy the prizes. Right, said Miss Coleman. How many? The kids thought. Hanny said, we could buy 8 prizes that cost $5 each, or we could get 10 that cost $4. No dope, $5, muttered Leslie. No, it is 4, dumbhead, whispered Karen. Miss Coleman did not hear the girls. A good thing, thought Ian. She would not have liked the way they were talking to each other. I don't like the way they're talking to each other. In the end, Miss Coleman and her class decided to buy 10 $4 prizes. Then Miss Coleman passed out paper and scissors. The kids cut out the first of their snowflakes. Chapter 7 Snowballs. The Xers had been traveling through space for weeks and weeks. They were traveling in their meteor-powered ship, the Planet Jumper, and they were supposed to reach the 4th planet from their sun in 31 weeks. 31 more weeks, said Ian to himself. What? Said Hank. Oh, nothing. Ian hid his book in the pocket of his jacket. Then he took a bite out of his sandwich. He had not realized he had been talking out loud. Come help us with our Ford after lunch, Ian, said Omar. Please? We need you, said Bobby. Yeah, the girls have 2 forts, added Chris. Karen and Sarah, Nancy and Natalie and Hanny have 1, and Leslie and Audrey and Janny and the twins have another, said Omar. And the one they are working on is, well, it is good, said Ricky. Admit it. So is the other one. Yeah, it is good, Chris agreed glumly, and they brag about it all the time. Well, yours is good too, said Ian. I saw it. I have seen all 3 of them, but I just want to read. Chris sighed. Okay, he said. The boys finished their lunches. Come on, cried Omar. Omar, Chris, Bobby, Hank, and Ricky clattered out of the cafeteria. The girls were already outside. Ian followed slowly. His hand was on the book in his pocket. He could not wait to open it again. Ian trotted across the playground. A snowball whizzed by his head. Hey, he yelled. He turned around. Ian saw Leslie packing a snowball. She ran into her fort and flung it out at the boys' fort. The snowball smashed against the side. It made a dent in it. Now it was Bobby's turn to yell. Hey, Leslie, it took me a long time to build that. Bobby packed up a snowball. He flung it at Leslie's fort. It missed and hit the other one. Thanks a lot, Leslie, shouted Karen. That was your fault. Karen threw a snowball at Leslie. The fight was on. Oh boy, said Ian. He hurried to his rock. He opened his book to chapter 7. He tried to forget about the snowballs. The next day, Thursday, Ian ran to the rock as soon as he finished his lunch. He wanted to get to it before his classmates started throwing snowballs again. He just made it. The moment Ian sat on the rock, he heard an angry shout behind him. "You stay out of our fort," Sarah yelled at Janny. "You stay out of ours," Janny yelled back. "We would not want to be in your stinky fort anyway," Nancy started to shout at Janny. "Or in yours," she yelled to the boys. Whoosh! A snowball shot out of the boys' fort. It hit Natalie on the arm. "Ow!" cried Natalie. She threw a snowball at Ricky. Then she threw one at Audrey. Snowballs flew through the air. Ian watched for a moment. Then he returned to his book. While he read, he wiggled his tooth, back and forth, back and forth. I bet I know a few friends who do that. He hoped it would fall out soon. When the bell rang, Ian snapped the book shut. He ran across the playground. He ran by his friends. He noticed that when they lined up to go inside, they stuck with their groups, and the groups were not talking to one another. Chapter 8, The Snow War. The next day was Friday. Ian was glad. The week was almost over. On Saturday and Sunday, he could read as much as he liked, and he would not have to listen to snowball fights. On the playground that day, Ian kept looking up from the Xers' adventures. He watched the three groups of kids. He watched Tammy sneak into the boys' fort and kick down part of a wall. That's not nice. He watched Chris run to Karen's fort and sit on it. Chris sat on the secret tunnel, and the tunnel collapsed. Then Ian watched Hanny tiptoe around to Leslie's fort and still the snowballs hid in there. Nobody looked as if they were having fun. "You wrecked our fort," Bobby yelled at Tammy. "I'm telling." "Liar, you're not going to tell," Tammy shouted back. Ian knew that was true. "Meanie," Karen yelled at Chris. "Now we are going to destroy your fort. You just wait. You will see what we will do. We are going to win the snow war." "Thief," Leslie yelled at Hanny. "You will be in big trouble for stealing, you know." Miss Coleman would not like it. She certainly would not, thought Ian. He opened his book, but Miss Coleman did not know what was going on. She did not know about the snow war. She was not on playground duty that month. Ian wished once again that he could hurtle through space. He would hurtle far, far away from the playground and the snow war. That afternoon, Miss Coleman told her students they could make snowflakes for half an hour. They had been making them in the afternoons and keeping them in their desks. Ian had made 7, and he was proud of them. He took them out of his desk and counted them. Next to him, Sarah was doing the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. "Hey, only 4? I know I made 6. She turned and looked at Terry. "You took them," she whispered. "Did not." In front of Ian, Tammy was muttering, "Hank, you give me back my scissors. They are my own scissors." "I did not take them," Hank replied. Ian saw that Hank was smiling. "Class," said Miss Coleman loudly, "I do not know what is going on here, but I would like you to get to work. If anyone sees Tammy's scissors, please return them. In this class, we do not take things that belong to other people, at least not without asking first. Understand?" The kids nodded, and Ian thought, "I know what is going on here. It is called a snow war, and I do not like it." Oh boy, stay tuned. We'll pick it up with the Snowflake War.